Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wrestling Talk, and today we're going to be rating WWE Evolve Episode 5. Yay, this one absolutely bombed. Yeah, by bombed, I mean it went way down. It was awful. There was no redeeming qualities about this. We got two good shows in a row, and then they gave me the razz. They straight up went like to me. This is a disgrace to wrestling. This show is a disgrace to wrestling. I have a valid reason to crash out at this. Like, this, this, this show had more awful in it than the first show. Okay, let's start with the first match. The first match was Brentley Reese versus Xia Steele. This match was so bad it broke the scale. It gets a -1. This looked sloppy. It looked fake throughout the whole match. This was so bad I had to go below a 0. There was no redeeming qualities about this match. I've seen better matches from Liv Morgan and Solo Sikoa. I've seen better matches from Jade Cargill. I've seen better matches through the Great Khali. At least the Great Khali has some iconic moments. That's more than I can say about this mess. I'm telling you, it was sloppy. It looked awful. Not worth your time watching this one at all. Stay far away from this. This match, yeah, stay far away. It gets a -1, -1, whatever you want to call it. Awful. Everything looked messy. Everything looked messy. There wasn't one redeeming quality about this show except 2 matches, and there was only 5 matches. They goofed up on Evolve so badly. WWE Evolve. They had one job to make a 45-minute show at least good, and they couldn't even do this right. I don't think they could book a show. I don't think they could book a show even if it killed them to, if their life depended on it, is what I meant to say, but okay. Next match number 2 was Keanu Carpenter versus Luca Crucifino. I actually quite liked this match. They went back and forth for a little bit. It was quite quick. And Keanu, basically ran the whole match, but Luca got some momentum in. I gave this match an 8. I just liked it. There was something about it that I just liked. It went like, it wasn't all Keanu Carpenter, and he they did some cool back and forth stuff. I like that. I can't complain too much. But now the next match. Let's move on to that. The next match is, oh boy, this one is a treat. Shanae Monroe defeated Mason Holiday. They don't even spell Mason right. They spell Mason. They spell Mason, not Mason. It's They spell Masun. That's not Mason, but that's how they said it. So I guess you could spell it that way, but I'm not going to complain about the names too. But this match right here. Oh, it was awful. It was just a bunch of. It was -10 bad. I rated this a -10. Another one that broke the scale. There was no redeeming qualities about this match. It looked sloppy. It looked fake. They barely did any actual wrestling moves in the match. It was just a bunch of arm drags. Like, you want me to tell you what? It's hard to mess up a match this spectacularly, where it's in the -10. But boy, did they find a way. They found a way. And I'm telling you this. I'd rather watch the first 2 episodes of Evolve than this trash. like two. There's only two matches I liked out of the whole show. That goes to show you that your show stinks. Like, it just, there's no point. Why even have it? It's awful. No one likes it. No one wants to see it anymore. Get rid of it. No one cares. This match is the worst match I ever seen, possibly in my whole life. You know what? Forget -10. This is a -11. The lowest you could possibly go. You know, no, I changed my mind. This match was so bad it gets an 11. Not a good 11, like the best match. This is so bad. It's the worst match I have ever seen in my life. You want me to tell you what? I said that about a lot of matches, but this one takes the cake as the worst match I have ever seen in my life. This is so bad. I have no words to describe it. I literally have no words to describe how bad it is. It's terrible. It's disgusting. No one likes it. It's smelly. It's trash. It's bad. It's really bad. It's everything. Every word that means bad. This match is what it is. You want me to tell you what? It looks sloppy. I've seen better storytelling in ring from a trained monkey. Not just a trained monkey. A fish. Because they were flopping around like fish. Fish could have had a more entertaining match. Like two pet goldfishes. No, goldfishes are more exciting than this match. You want me to tell you what else is more exciting than this match? Paint drying. I would rarely watch paint dry for 10 hours than watch this. You want me to tell you what? This match gets a -11. As I said before, it's the worst match I ever seen in my whole life. It gets a -11. I was going to be nice to give it a -10, but no. This show bombed. This match. Stay far away from it. Never watch it if you don't have to. I mean, usually I'm a positive person and say I'll be generous sometimes, but there's no generosity here. This match, terrible. Okay, let's go on to match 4. Match 4 is Harlem Lewis versus Joe Coffey. If you're wondering, Harlem Lewis beat Joe Coffey. I actually gave this a 9. This one I liked a little bit more than the other matches, if you couldn't tell. They went back and forth until Joe Coffey hurt his hand, and then Harlem Lewis hit him with a jackhammer. I don't know if he calls it that, but it's basically a Goldberg jackhammer. And I kind of liked this match. It went back and forth, like not much to complain about. For a show that's this short, it was a good match. Is all I'm saying. It got a 9. It's almost perfect. Okay. Now the main event. Wendy Choo versus Kylie Rae. And Wendy Choo wins by referee's decision. And guess what I thought of this match? It gets a, say it with me, you get a 0. You get a 0. This match was awful. This match was awful. It was kind of boring. Okay, it was really kind of boring. It was just hopping around, flying around. I mean, this isn't Lucha Libre. This isn't, they didn't even hit moves. It was just flying for flying. It wasn't like Lucha Libre where they fly and hit moves at least. It was like, cartwheel. Oh, I'll hit a cartwheel type stuff. It was boring. The last few minutes of it were good, but it's still a 0. The last two minutes of the 6-minute match were good. That is terrible. You want me to tell you what? It got a 0. It gets a 0 to the 0 to the 0. You want me to tell you? Okay, let me tell you what I rate this whole show. This whole show right here. There's no saving this show at all. So you got this match gets in total a negative 11. Even with the good stuff, there's just so much bad. It's not worth watching. It's a negative 11. I don't know what Triple H and Shawn Michaels were doing when they came up with this show, but whatever they were doing, they need to stop it right now. They did not cook with this one. They burnt the food with this one. Not just that. The food no longer exists. It got destroyed. It got burned. It turned to ashes. It's gone. This one tore down the house. There's no house left. In a bad sense. You were perfectly okay with your house, and now Triple H came here and destroyed it. This is how bad this is. This show was terrible. This one episode was the worst wrestling show I've seen in history. I mean, I've seen a lot of bad matches. And don't get me wrong. That if I had the opportunity, I would take back everything I said about Evolve being good. You know, whatever I said about Evolve, take that back. If I said anything nice ever, take that back. I know I just contradicted myself because I said 2 matches were good and like the last 2 episodes were good, but listen, you know, if you see a video being this long, I am very angry with how bad it is, and I have to complain about it. Now listen, there's a difference between good wrestling and this. You want me to tell you what? There's a difference between, I mean, I could go to an indie show like people fighting in their backyard, and that would be 20 times better than this. Like, you want me to tell you what? I could hire 2 random guys who never wrestled before, and they probably could have a better match than this show. And I'm gonna say, just hit RKO or something. Make something up. Just do something entertaining. This show was not entertaining. It was a drag to get through. Like, I wasted 40 minutes of my life watching this junk. Like, I wish I could take those 40 minutes back, but I can't. Well, before this video ends up being an hour of me complaining, I'm just gonna say goodbye. I am disgusted.